On a Thanksgiving afternoon loaded with history, rivalry, and pressure, the Green Bay Packers delivered the kind of statement win that reshapes narratives, exposes character, and redefines expectations. As Matt LaFleur reached deep into the emotional bloodstream of this franchise and pulled out a decision that felt ripped straight from the Dan Campbell playbook, a fearless, aggressive refusal to blink in the face of risk that ultimately secured a 31-20 for victory over the Detroit Lions, and announced to the entire NFC that Green Bay is no longer a team stuck between eras, but a team capable of dictating its own future with conviction and identity. And this game proved it, with a level of intensity and urgency that stretched far beyond the scoreboard, because the Packers controlled the game for most of the afternoon, yet had to confront the Lions late as Detroit threatened to steal momentum and possession, until LaFleur made the boldest choice of his season, going for it on 4th down near midfield, protecting a fragile lead with the kind of defiance normally associated with Campbell himself. And Jordan Love made the decision worthwhile, threading a ruthless precision strike into a tight window for Dontavian Wicks in a moment that showcased growth, trust, and the emerging authority of a quarterback who no longer feels like a placeholder, but a centerpiece. And that one play was more than a conversion. It was a declaration that the Packers are willing to win on their terms, that they are willing to embrace risk when it matters most, and that they are willing to seize a divisional game with a playoff heart rate instead of backing away from confrontation. And when a coach leans into aggression, the roster responds, the fans respond, and opponents quickly realize they are staring at a team with spine and self-belief. And that is exactly what unfolded across Ford Field as Jordan Love authored one of the most polished performances of his young career, throwing for touchdowns, distributing the ball with confidence, and proving once again that the quarterback, who was once overshadowed by legacy, is now building his own. When he hit Christian Watson, when he dropped a dart to Romeo Doubs, when he fouled Wicks twice on scoring plays, Love elevated Green Bay's offense into a multi-dimensional threat that Detroit simply could not bottle for quarters. And that is the type of quarterback play that changes ceilings in November and December. And while the Lions fought with heart, they were physically and emotionally shaken by the loss of Amon-Ra St. Brown early in the game, forcing Jameson Williams into an expanded role, which he delivered spectacularly with 7 catches for 144 yards. But Detroit never fully recovered, because the Packers' defense, led by the relentless force of Micah Parsons, suffocated the Lions at critical junctures. Parsons played with fury and technique, blasting through protection with 2.5 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, and constant quarterback disruption that smothered drives and denied Detroit the comfort of rhythm. And the Lions now fall to 7-5, stuck in a division race that is no longer theirs to control, because the Packers at 8-3-1 are surging with real momentum, while the Chicago Bears face a brutal schedule ahead, and Minnesota searches for consistency. And it is within this context that LaFleur's decision resonates so loudly, because in a league where conservative comfort too often masquerades as discipline, he chose courage, and that courage set the tone for everything that followed. And this win is not just a number in the standings, it is a cultural marker. It signals that the Packers are moving into a competitive posture that mirrors the energy of the teams that go deep in January, teams that trust their quarterback, teams that lean into their strengths, teams that play to win instead of waiting not to lose. And the fans who witnessed it felt that shift viscerally, because games like this ignite belief, and belief is what carries a franchise through winter football. And here in this channel, we live that belief with the same fire, intensity, and respect for the game that defines the NFL at its highest level. So join the conversation, drop your thoughts, share what this win means for the Packers' trajectory, and become part of a community that breathes football with passion, depth, and honesty, week after week, game after game.